If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. All right, so very first cutting video. This is going to be lots of fun. So what I have done, what I always do is I take the cutting sheet and I cross things off with my air erase pen as I go. Then it all erases later on without having to do anything. So what I like to do first is to start with my vinyl pieces. For this bag, I'm going to be using the Lagoon Vintage Pearl from Galaxy Customs. Vintage Pearl is my utmost favorite vinyl of all time. Okay, so if you're in my classes, you will know I always draw out my pieces on the back of my vinyl, and then I cut them out with my rotary cutter. So I'm going to start going through the pieces to do this. There are a few changes that I will be doing from the pattern. One being the handle, because I don't have any 1-inch webbing, so I'm just going to make a 1-inch strap. The magnetic snap, the little connectors at the bottom of the flap, I'm going to do them slightly different as well. I am not doing the buckle method, but all the raw edges I want to be coating with, I'm going to be using Giardini edge paint to do that. So I will be connecting them slightly different as we go, and I will show you that in the tutorial after we have cut it. So when you see me cutting it a little bit weird, please do know I have a method to my madness, and in the tutorial all will be revealed why we cut it the way we did. You can also do it exactly like in the pattern. This is just going to be my preference of how I want to get it done. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut my strap. So I'm just going to do the usual 4-inch by, and I'm going to go 10.5 inches. So the strap piece in the pattern calls for 10 inches by 1 inch for that strap. So this is going to give me a 1-inch strap. And then I'm also going to want to fold in the ends of my handle. So I'm taking into account the seam allowance for this 1/4 inch that we will be folding in. So I'm going to go 4 inches by 10.5 inches and draw it out. While I'm here, I like to go ahead and draw my center line, so I don't have to do it later for when we go to make that strap and or handle. And then I write what it is on the back. Of course, my pen has died. All right, got a pen that works this time. So we've drawn out the handle, and I've just crossed out where it says 2 handle accents, just so I know that I've done that. For my lining pocket, I like to do a zipper overlay method. So I'm using this one. This template is my utmost favorite from Sew Yours. I will cut this out after with my rotary cutter, but I just want to make sure I have a large enough piece of vinyl for that. So I just zipper overlay. Okay, and then I'm going to start going through my pieces. So these buckle replacements, this is where I'm going to do things a little bit different. So I am going to draw out 2 of these. Actually, I should put it right closer to the edge so I don't waste this as much. Actually, put it this way. One reason I like to draw on the back of my vinyl is then I can kind of get the most out of the vinyl. If I have to reposition pieces, I can redraw it on. I do not like to have waste of vinyl, especially this kind of vinyl, which is a fairly extravagant and expensive vinyl, and I love it, so I want to have as much of it as possible. Okay, so I'm going to draw out 2, and then we're going to end up gluing these later and cutting them out. So I want to keep a piece of vinyl that will hold those 2 as well. And you will see when we get into the tutorial what I mean by that. So I'm just going to draw out here magnetic buckle type thing. Trust me, it'll make sense. This is not in the pattern. This is just something that I like to do. These will go right sides together. You've seen me do it with connectors for other bags before, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So I can set that aside and cross it out on here. Okay, next piece. So my front flap bottom piece I am doing in an accent fabric. So I want it to be in vinyl as well. So I'm going to draw that out. And where it says on the fold, I just draw little lines like that, and then I flip this over mirrored, line up those little lines, and then draw out the rest. And label flap, front, bottom. And cross out on here, front, flap, bottom. Okay, next, front flap top, front flap top. That's hard to say. Say that 10 times fast. I want to be in vinyl as well. So I'm going to draw that out. Again, on the fold, my little lines, flip over. Flap, front, top, front flap, top, cross that out. Front pocket accent. This is where we will be connecting the female side of our magnetic snaps. So I'm going to draw that out. And this is a raw edge piece, so this one I will be edge coating as well. So this piece, it's very important that you're using a non-fraying fabric for it, and same with the buckles or the magnetic snap buckles. So front pocket accent, cross off on here, front pocket accent. Okay, let me see what next. Main gusset top. We want to cut out 2 of these. Almost go that way. I'm actually going to do my main gusset bottom first because I'm trying to use up as much of the space as I can with very little waste. Oops. And I have a leaky pen, which means I need new pens. Flip this over. So these vinyls from Galaxy Customs come in 12" by 54". Seriously love them. Main gusset. And main gusset. Jenny has also provided measurements if you do not want to be using the pattern pieces. Main gusset top. So I need 2 of these. Over. Of course, if you're doing this in a cotton fabric, whatever, you can definitely put this right on the fold rather than cutting it the way I am. Main gusset top number 1. Do another one just like it. Get my gusset pieces done. Gusset tops. And then we need, let's see, where are we here? One more piece to do, and we need 2 of these main panels. So we'll see if I can. Okay, I'm going to have to go to my other roll, so I'll put this aside for now. So if this was an 18-inch roll, I could have done it in one roll, but it's not. That's okay. But it's completely doable with a 12-inch roll. And we're going to do 2 of these. Oops. Flip it over, match up those little center lines. And what's nice is it also has those center lines there. I will put snips there as well as we go. That kind of gives you an idea if your center is dead on. And one more just like it. Oops. And I think that is all of my vinyl pieces that I'm going to do. One front lane. And this flap. No. 2 main panels, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, and then you can go ahead and you can cut those out with scissors. I myself, if I can find my rotary cutter, I just go ahead and I cut with my rotary cutter like so. Put this aside for a different project. Careful not to hit your fingers. Ask me how I know. Yes, yes. I have done that before. To the point that I don't have, there's a scar there. I went right down and I don't have any feeling in that fingertip anymore. And then what I do is I take the pattern pieces and I put them together and I set it aside because I know I'm going to have to cut my interior slip pocket still, as well as 2 lining pieces. Now, so go ahead and cut all of the rest of your vinyl pieces if you're doing vinyl, and come back and we will work on the main exterior fabric. Okay, I nearly forgot. I want my front pocket main panel behind the pocket. So there's a line here, and that is going to be the slip pocket, which I will have in my accent or my printed fabric, I guess. But I want the back of that to be this as well. So I'm going to just quickly pull out my scrap and draw this one on it and cut it out as well. So that's the front pocket main. And you can make your choices of how you want your fabrics to be presented any way that you like. I'm going to go this way, and that way that leaves me a chunk there if I need it for any kind of future projects for doing zipper overlays or what have you. Oops, where does that fit into? I'm good. I just need one of these. Oops. Flip it over at those half marks. And this is front pocket mean, and then you can go ahead and cut that one out as well. All right, so this pattern calls for a very minimal interfacing. It's just calling for a woven interfacing. I am actually going to take my exterior pieces, so my front and back main panels, my upper gusset, and my bottom gusset, and I'm actually going to base them to foam. I like a more structured bag. I like a squishy bag. I'm a foam girl. I'm going to be binding this, not birthing it, so it shouldn't be a problem to turn at all. And when I attach these to them, I am also, to the foam, I will be trimming the foam as far, like I will base these on with a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and I will cut the foam out of that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance just to help reduce that bulk. Another way you can reduce that bulk with the foam is you could serge it, or you could take a zigzag stitch to it, or you can trim it off like I do. Again, the foam is not part of the pattern. It's just something that I think I would like to add to it just to have, just for my own personal preference. So I will be doing that. I won't be cutting interfacing with you in this video, mainly because we're all using different kinds of fabrics. If you are using cottons, you will definitely want to back that with a medium woven interfacing. I'm using waterproof canvases in this, so I don't think that I need to back them with anything. It'll just be the foam for these exterior panels for me. Okay, so now how about we get to cutting the main flat pieces. Okay, so for my flat piece and the focal point of the bag, I'm using this beautiful, I believe this is waterproof canvas by Mormino. So this is Lauren Mormino's amazing artistry. She designed this. This came in the summer project box back in 2022 that she had. This came with another one of Sincerely Jen's patterns, the one with Mormino. I was supposed to do a tutorial and I have not yet. So I do promise you, Jenny and Lauren, that I will do a tutorial on the one with the Mormino. But once I saw this bag, I knew that I needed to use this print for my focal point fabric because it's just so beautiful that I just want to combine it with this Lagoon Teal from Galaxy Customs, and this print is just the vision that I have. So when I do the one with the Mormino, I will use a different fabric for sure, but I just think this is going to be really good. So what I'm using this for is on the main flap, like the front pocket piece, the main flap, as well as the slip pocket and everything underneath. This is what I'm using for this fabric. Actually, come to think about it, I was going to do the whole strap panel in this, but I think I may do the upper side of the strap panel in this, and I'm going to use Lagoon Teal for the underside of the strap panel. So how about we cut that strap panel first? So I'm going back to my vinyl here, and I'm going to draw this out because this is going to be one side. I don't know which side I'm going to have up and which side I'm going to have down just yet, but I just think that this is going to be really, really pretty together. So I'm going to do it. I said my fabric choices have changed multiple times with this, as they always do, and just trying to envision how I see this bag turning out. And I think having a double-sided strap panel would be amazing. So we'll do one side with this Lagoon Teal Pearl Vinyl from Galaxy Customs. And then we're going to do the opposite side with that beautiful. Okay, let me cut that out quickly. Okay. Okay, and I promise I think that is all we're doing with this vinyl. Okay, so back to this. While we have this here, let's go ahead. I'm trying to see if there's a right way for this to face. I don't think there is. I think it looks good everywhere. So I'm actually going to go ahead and actually use my cut vinyl piece to trace this out. So use some pattern weights to kind of help me hold this in place to cut the underside of my strap. I've been hoarding this for a while. Feels good to cut into it. Thank you again, Lauren, for sending me this. So nice. Okay. So we've got, it said to call for 2 exterior. It's kind of 2 exterior. It's my accent and my exterior fabric. And I'm going to go ahead and cross that off of here. Where are we? What is this called? 2 strap panels. Done. Again, this is a waterproof canvas, so I'm not going to worry about interfacing it. I think it's a waterproof canvas. Yes, it is. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. But it's got pretty good body, so I'm not going to worry about that. Interfacing that. Okay, next. Okay. Front flap main. Make sure I get this going the right way. And I'm going to, it's 1 exterior, 1 lining. So we'll do 1 exterior. I'm just going to hold this in place again. And cut around. I'll set this aside because I still need to cut lining pieces for this. And I have my flat back here. I'm holding off on that to see if I have enough of this fabric. I'm pretty sure I will, but to make sure. So that whole front pocket piece, the gusset and everything is going to be in this fabric. That's the way I envision it in my head. So. Okay, so front pocket main. So this is going to be the back of the front pocket, but we're going to do the slip pocket in this. So the slip pocket is also, I believe, where that accent strip that we have in this faux leather, where our magnetic snaps are going to attach. It's going to be. So I'm going to fold down at that dotted line. I'm going to fold this on the fold. Trying to use as much fabric as I possibly can here without wasting it. Okay, so I've got it on the fold and I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. So we're also going to need a lining piece for these, so I am going to put them aside. So pretty. So pretty. So we're not done with that just yet. That's lining. Okay. Yeah, we're going to have plenty. Okay, pocket gusset bottom. Now these gussets, I believe, go on way different than you think that they would go on. So I'm just going to go with it. I haven't actually worked my way through the pattern, but reading through it, I know that the gussets are done very uniquely, kind of really geniusly for this front pocket panel. So I don't know exactly how it's going to work till I actually am physically doing it, but we do not need to cut lining pieces for these gussets. because they're going to become the lining and the exterior. And I know that doesn't make any sense right now, but once we get into the tutorial, I promise you it will. Hopefully to me too, because I've only read the pattern so far. I haven't actually made it. So my tutorial will be my first time making this pattern. So I like to do that. That way, if I come across anything that confuses me, I can share it with you and learn with you at the same time. So that is my pocket gusset bottom. Trying to decide. No, I don't think that I'm going to have to interface it. I think it'll be okay for these ones. Okay. Now we want to do our pocket gusset top, which is 1. So again, I have it folded here. I'm holding it in place. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. So I know you don't really want to put stuff on the back of waterproof canvas unless it's foam or something, but I'm going to have a lot of foam already with me adding it, and I don't want to add in more. So, okay, so that one is done. We can put that aside. This is me thinking out loud as I try to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, front flap side. I think I can use, oh, kind of want to fussy cut that. It'll be fine. Use this scrap here. I was going to fussy cut, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. There's going to be a zipper in between this and that front main panel, so that is done. This is actually fairly fast to cut out. Okay, and I'm also going to do the underside of my flap with this because I have more than enough here. So my main fabric is actually going to be that Lagoon, and then this is everything else. I want this to be like a big time focal point on that front pocket. And I think it's going to be really pretty accented with that Lagoon. Okay, putting it on the fold and cutting it out. So this will be the underside of the flap. And we just need one exterior, so we can put that piece away as well. And what else? I think that is everything. And then I can save the rest of this for another project because I've got plenty left over. All right, so now onto our lining. This is so odd for me because I'm going to use waterproof canvas as the lining. And you know, I'm not one that usually uses waterproof canvas, so this is new territory for me, but it's going to be nice. This is a 420 Denier, if that's the way to say it, waterproof canvas from Picana. It just matches so nicely. Of course, I have a huge piece of it here, so we are going to be working with this. Okay. You get huge cuts of this when you order from Picana. So I just got to figure out how I'm going to put this up on the table. I want to work this way. Okay. The only thing I don't really like about this from Picana is, look, you can kind of see through it. It's not, I'm used to using waterproof canvas from Fabricville, which is a little bit thicker, a lot thicker actually, but I've heard that this sews up really nice, so we're going to go with it. We're going with it. And yeah, hopefully we don't see it through it too much. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we are going to cut 4 lining pieces for the interior slip pocket and the zipper pocket. And actually for this interior slip pocket, I'm actually going to back that piece with foam, I think, because that's going to be the computer part, I think, that it goes into. Maybe, maybe not. No, I don't think it is. Ignore me. We're going to cut it just as it is here. I just know there's a place where, we'll see as I get into the pattern. I don't know. Okay, so I want to cut all 4, oh, I'm going to cut 2 at a time. So the way I cut 2 at a time is I'm going to take my fabric and fold it up like this. You can see it goes on, that's more than enough. And then I'm going to fold it upon itself again this way. And what that's going to do is create this double fold. So that means I'm cutting 2 at the same time, as long as I make sure. Again, I may seem a little awkward because I'm really not used to working with waterproof canvas. But we're doing it. Okay, so I put the fold on those 2 folds and I'm going to cut 2 at the same time. So 2 of these are for the zipper pocket lining. And 2 are for the slip pocket. Okay. So when you pull that off, you should have 2. And we're going to do that again. Which way am I working here? Full work length. That's fine. So I'm going to just show you again. I'm folding it up to create a fold, making sure my pattern piece is going to fit, and it will. And then I'm folding it upon itself again. Usually I don't work with this big of yardage of material by any means, but I don't want to waste any, so we're going to just cut straight out of it. Okay, so I've created my 2 folds there. We're going to do it again. Probably need a new rotary blade. Oh, we're fine. There's a lot of layers from my dull rotary blade. Us 2 almost separate ones if my blade wasn't so dull. So that's those 4 lining pieces done. And that would be 2 4 interior slip. Okay, there's that other one I was thinking of. 4 interior slip zipper pocket panels. So I can cross that off. And next, we are going to cut our front main lining piece and our slip pocket piece. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this. Hold, please. Okay, smaller piece. That was a 5-yard piece that I was trying to work with because I didn't want to cut it apart. But yeah, that was just no good. This is better. Okay. Next, and I'm actually just going to use my exterior piece to rough cut this. So I'm doing the front pocket main, just so I don't have to do it on the fold. I can use the piece I cut of the exterior as my template. For me, that just speeds things up a little bit. And I'm usually quite a lazy cutter with my linings, mainly because like they're usually a little bit too big, and it's because we can trim them up as we go. Okay. So that's the exterior front pocket main lining, and now we want to do the same with the slip pocket. So I'm going to just use my piece that I cut out of my fabric again as my template. How perfect does that pink match though? So pretty. So when we were talking about interfacings, after this cutting video, I may change my mind as I go, but I think I have it all figured out. I think we'll be good. Okay, so we can clip those together and go to our list and cross them off. So we're done our front pocket main. We are done our front slip pocket. Front slip pocket. Okay, and we can set those aside for now. Grab the next bunch. So this is our front flap main, and we need 2 of these. So again, I'm going to cut them both at the same time. Save as much time as I possibly can. And this one has 1 exterior. Make sure I don't get those little snips that I have there. I'll go right here. It's not on the fold, I'm just cutting 2 at the same time. So when you fold it in half, where there is a fold, we're going to cut across that fold still to make sure these are 2 separate pieces. So that piece, we have our exterior and our 2 lining. We can put that aside. And I just hold them with these little hair clips, all my pieces together, so I know what is what. Cross off on our list. Front flap, 2 of those. Okay. Next, we are going to cut our main gusset bottom piece. We'll cut this on the fold. Wonder if it'll fit up this way. Oh, look at that. Let's do that. And really, do not mind me. I am really, truly not used to working with waterproof canvas. As you can see, I'm super awkward, but hey, we're getting the job done. Here and even there. Okay, I'm going to start right about here. I'll use this for something else. So we need 1 of these. We're cutting it on the fold. Okay. So again, if you're using cotton here, you would fuse this. It doesn't call for any interfacing on the exterior if you're using vinyl or waterproof canvas, but I am going to use foam, as I said before. Okay, so we can put those pieces aside. Next, we're going to do our 2, what are the chances? No. Now I can cut these 2 at the same time. So I'm going to fold it up until I've got enough there. Then I'm going to fold this upon itself again to create that 2 bottom fold on the bottom, making sure everything stays nice and even. Place this on the fold. Folds. Go ahead and cut through. So that gives us 2 lining and 2 exterior. Set that aside. Mark off on my sheet. We're almost done. 1 main gusset bottom, 2 main gusset tops. This is the slip pocket I'm talking about. And it's the slip pocket to hold the computer. And I'm going to interface it a little bit differently too, to give more protection. Okay, so let's cut our 2 main pieces. So I'm going to do them at the same time. Which way do I want to do it? Will it fit? No. It'll fit this way though. And I am going to use my already cut pieces as my template again. And again, we have it double layered, so I can cut both at the same time. Ooh, don't cut into that, Brandy. Okay, so those are my 2 mains. Do you know what? I am thinking I want to bring some of the outside inside. So I'm actually going to use that Lauren canvas as my interior slip pocket as well. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty. Sometimes I like to bring some of the outside inside the bag, if that makes sense. Okay, let me just grab that from back here. Yeah, I think that'll be super pretty. Ooh, I'm excited. Okay. So yes, that's what I was saying with these. So we're going to cut 2 lining on this fold, and this is because this is the laptop pocket. Now, for the exterior lining piece of this, I'm actually going to attach it to foam. I've already, because I decided I'm going to put foam on my back panel, so I'll have my back panel with foam on it already. But I want there to be extra cushioning for that laptop sleeve as well. So I will have one of these interior slip pocket pieces uninterfaced. And the other one I am going to baste to foam just to give that little bit extra. I'm going to end up using all of this. Okay. So I'm going to cut both at the same time again. Hopefully I have enough. I'm not going to use it all. Look at this. Oh yeah, I've got enough. Make sure I don't get that cut there. Can't wait to go to So Magical Expo and get more of Lauren's product. The shipping to Canada is just unreal. So anytime I get anything that is hers, it is such an incredible treat for me. It truly is. Okay, so I want to cut 2 of these. So again, I've got it on a fold here. I'm going to fold it upon itself to create that double fold again. 1, 2. So I can cut 2 of these at the exact same time. Making sure we stayed nice and even up there. Placing this on that fold. I'm not going to have very much left over, but that's okay. What's under there? Something's not smooth. Oh, that was almost bad news. Look at that. I would have been shy on top and I wouldn't have had enough. Okay, we'll move it up a little bit more. Good catch. So it makes it to the top, right? Where's my paper? It's right there. Okay. So that gives us one, of which I will baste to foam, and then the lining piece of that, which I will leave as is. Let me double check our list. So we did 2 main panels, 2 interior slip pockets, and I do not believe we have missed anything. Double check. And zipper pockets. For some reason I don't think I have enough. It says 4 interior slip / zipper pockets. I think that's just 4 pieces. I guess if we need more than that, I don't know if that means 4 interior slip and 4 zipper pocket pieces each for 8, or just the 4. So that is something when we work through the pattern we will see. I may be having to cut a few more if that happens, and of course if that happens I will take note at the beginning of the tutorial for if I didn't cut enough. But here I think I'm reading it needs 4, but now my brain is overthinking and I'm thinking 8, so we'll wait and see. And this is all I have left of Lauren's Gorgeous. Oh, I could probably make an NCW flap with this. That would be pretty. All right. Okay. So I hope that that was helpful, showing how I cut. Again, interfacing is going to be different depending on your machine. I'm going to put foam in, but do keep in mind that I do have an industrial machine, so I know I can handle those layers, and I am binding it. So yeah, just know what your machine can handle. As for the pattern, again, the only interfacing it calls for is woven interfacing. I know this is written to be domestic friendly, so if you have a domestic, definitely follow along with this, or just know what your machine can handle. Heavy duty machines can sometimes take a little bit more. I mean, all machines, none of them are the same. So just be very aware of what your machine can handle. And I'm super excited to get sewing this. If you did like this, please do let me know if this is the type of video you would like to see more, because I could always do more cutting videos as I am doing tutorials. Again, this was my first one. So yeah, truly do want to know your opinion on that. Yeah, and if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. If you want to support my channel further, you can always buy me a coffee. That's down below in the description. And of course, I do have my classes on the membership side, that if that's something that interests you, you can go ahead and check that out as well. Anyways, I will see you guys on the tutorial very soon. Okay, bye.